Can you shut your brain off? Or does it race with 1,000 thoughts, replaying yesterday's mistakes and pre-playing tomorrow's fears? In the heart of the world's most terrifying battlefield, the warrior Arjuna felt this same mental storm, a crippling anxiety that made him want to drop his weapons and flee. But Krishna gave him a simple, two-step technique to conquer that anxiety. If this method could bring peace to a soldier surrounded by death, it can bring peace to you in your daily life. This isn't a modern self-help trick. It's timeless, divine technology for the mind. The scene is the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two great armies are assembled, pennants snapping in the wind, the air thick with the metallic smell of armor and the deep, guttural sound of war elephants. In the middle of this stands Arjuna, the greatest archer of his time, in a chariot driven by Lord Krishna himself. His duty is to fight for righteousness, but as he looks across the field, he doesn't see enemies. He sees his family. He sees his granduncle Bhishma, who raised him as a child. He sees his revered teacher, Drona, who taught him everything he knows. The thought of fighting them, of killing them, shatters his resolve. His body trembles, his mouth goes dry, and his mind descends into a vortex of grief and confusion. He tells Krishna, "My mind is reeling. I am unable to stand steady." This is not just a warrior's doubt. It is the universal human experience of anxiety in its most extreme form. It is the feeling of being completely overwhelmed. When the mind, which should be our greatest tool, becomes our greatest enemy. This is the critical moment that sparks the entire conversation of the Bhagavad Gita. It's a dialogue born from a mind in crisis, a mind just like yours and mine on its most difficult days. Krishna's first response is not a complex ritual or a philosophical treatise. It is a diagnosis of the problem. He explains that Arjuna's anxiety stems from a fundamental misunderstanding, identifying with the temporary body instead of the eternal self, the soul. But understanding this intellectually isn't enough to calm the storm. A practical method is needed. So, in the 6th chapter, titled Dhyana Yoga, or the Yoga of Meditation, Krishna provides the actionable steps. The first step he gives is about creating the right external conditions. Imagine trying to calm a storm while still standing in the middle of a hurricane. It's impossible. Krishna advises finding a secluded place. For the ancient yogis, this was a forest or a cave. For you, it might be a quiet corner of your apartment, a park bench at dawn, or even just putting on noise-canceling headphones for 10 minutes at your desk. The space must be clean, sacred, and stable. He instructs one to prepare a seat that is not too high and not too low, covered with sacred kusha grass, then a deerskin, and then a soft cloth. The feeling of this seat should be one of stability and purity, a small island of calm in the ocean of worldly chaos. The physical world profoundly affects our mental state. A cluttered room often reflects a cluttered mind. By intentionally creating a clean, quiet, and sacred space, you are sending a powerful signal to your brain. It is time for peace. This deliberate preparation is an act of self-compassion. It is acknowledging that your mind deserves a sanctuary, a place where it can rest from the constant onslaught of sensory input and external demands. But what happens once you are in that sacred space? How do you tame the wild thoughts that will inevitably arise? This is where Krishna's second, more crucial step comes into play. Krishna provides a precise set of instructions for the body and the mind. He says, one should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. This is not an arbitrary instruction. A straight spine allows for the free flow of life energy, or prana. It creates a state of alertness, preventing the drowsiness that can derail meditation. Staring at the tip of the nose without looking around is a powerful technique to withdraw the senses. Your eyes are the primary gateway through which the world rushes into your mind. By steadying the gaze, you begin to close that gate. The atmosphere should be one of fearlessness and serenity, free from the turbulent desires of the material world. But the core of the technique is the final command. Thus, with a serene, fearless, and controlled mind, one should meditate on me and make me the ultimate goal of life. This is the key. The mind cannot be emptied by force. Trying to think about nothing is a paradox. The effort itself is a thought. The mind needs an anchor, a focal point of supreme purity to rest upon. Krishna offers himself, the divine, as that anchor. For some, this means visualizing Krishna's beautiful form. For others, it could be chanting a mantra, like the sacred syllable Om, or the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It could also mean focusing on a profound spiritual truth, like the eternal nature of the soul. The object of meditation must be something transcendental, something beyond the chaos of daily life. This practice is a process of substitution. You are not fighting your anxious thoughts, you are replacing them. When a thought of work stress arises, you gently guide your attention back to the mantra. When a memory of a painful conversation appears, you gently guide your mind back to the image of the divine. Each time you do this, you are performing a mental repetition, strengthening the muscle of your attention. You are training your mind, like a child, to come back home. The true genius of Krishna's advice is its diagnosis of the root cause of anxiety, an untamed mind. He compares the mind to the wind, restless, turbulent, and incredibly difficult to control. We often feel like we are at the mercy of this internal storm. But Krishna asserts that it can be controlled. How? Through two specific forces: practice, abhyasa, and detachment, vairagya. Practice means showing up every day, even for just a few minutes, to sit in your sacred space and anchor your mind. It's about consistency over intensity. Detachment means letting go of the results of your actions, and, more importantly, letting go of the anxious thoughts themselves. When an anxious thought comes, you don't fight it or judge yourself for having it. You simply observe it, acknowledge it without attachment, and let it drift away like a cloud in the sky, returning your focus to your sacred anchor. This two-pronged approach is the lifelong work of a yogi. It is the process of transforming the mind from your worst enemy into your best friend. In the end, Krishna's advice is a promise. He assures Arjuna that the yogi who sincerely practices this meditation, whose mind is controlled and fixed on the supreme, attains a peace that is unshakable. This is the peace that comes from connecting with the divine reservoir of tranquility that exists within each of us, beneath the turbulent waves of our daily thoughts. It is the nirvana that the material world cannot give and cannot take away. This timeless wisdom, delivered on a battlefield 5,000 years ago, remains the most potent antidote to the anxiety of modern life. You don't need a diagnosis or a prescription to start. You only need a quiet corner, a straight spine, and a willingness to anchor your mind on something greater than your fears. If you are ready to find true peace in a chaotic world, subscribe to our channel and continue this journey of self-mastery.